everyone, and welcome to our first regular Townstar Dev live stream. We have some very special guests with us today. I'm Lee Carey Allen. You may have seen me around the chats in Discord and helping out everybody. And then we've got Elliot up here, T. Elliot Cannon. He goes by Elliot. You don't have to call him Mr. T. And we also have Warren Marshall, our art director here, and Chris Roberts, who does a lot of writing for things, helps with the website, and is, here to help answer some questions and see what we have going on today. So if anybody, we will be talking a little bit about stuff. We're going to let everybody do a little introduction in case you haven't seen anybody's faces yet. And then we're going to be in the Townstar chat in Discord. So do pop over in there if you want to talk. I am watching that and following that along. And we will just be kind of hanging out in here with you guys and giving you some information and stuff that we've been working on. And so secrets. Go, yeah, and secrets. We'll give super secrets for everybody. It'll be way fun. Shoosh. All right, so Elliot, you want to start and give a little intro, and then we'll go around and then come back to you?
Yeah, sure. I'm Elliot Cannon. I'm a old school video game guy, man. I've been doing video games for like 26 years around the world, and we've been trying to turn Townstar into something awesome. And now we got Play to Earn running, which is going cool. We have a bunch of cool new content coming to the game, and Tesla Cole comes out today. We've had her done for 2 months. Can't wait to tell you about her. All kinds of cool stuff to share with you. So yeah, I'm here to make this game cooler with this awesome team we have, and we're going to hang out today, have some fun, and we're going to leak all kinds of stuff to make everyone else in the company mad.
And jealous. Ha.
And jealous.
All right.
Because they don't have as much stuff as we do.
I see you, Boff. I see you waving. Hey, Unready Eddie. Oh, hey. All right, Warren, what introduce yourself. Give us a little about you. People have actually been begging to have just a specific AMA with you, Warren. They've looked you up on LinkedIn. They want to. Yes, I get DMs about how they want to know you. So give us a little insight on you.
Okay.
Don't be humble.
Yeah, that's a big failing of mine. I'm Warren Marshall. I've been making video games for 24-ish years, something like that. I spent a bunch of time at Epic Games, worked on Gears of War, Fortnite, and all sorts of really cool stuff. Did some freelancing, and now I'm art directing here at Gala. I've been here a couple of months now. It feels like about a year with the intensity of this place. But yeah, anything pixels and colors is all within my realms of. If you ever want to know anything art, yeah, modeling, whatever needs to get done. Yeah, I've had like an interesting career. I've done stuff from programming to level design to art, and this art directing thing is you're kind of a new adventure I'm starting on. So yeah, it's kind of fun to hear people actually want to hear about me. So maybe we will do that AMA because I find these things kind of fun. So
yeah, I think we should do that in the future.
Me.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Warren.
Than just that. More to Warren.
There's quite a bit, but we're going to save it so we can do a whole thing just with him. All right. And we've got Chris Roberts here also. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name's Chris, and it feels a little weird to go after these two giants of the video game industry, Elliot and Warren. And if they're giants, I'm like, I don't know, what's littler than a hobbit, like a gnome, maybe like a miniature gnome.
Dude, you're totally freaking awesome.
I'll appreciate it. So anyway, I haven't been working in video games for 25 years or anything crazy like that. Didn't work on any household video game names or anything. I'm a writer. I write a lot of the emails and the blogs and the content for the games, like the descriptions of items and stuff. I have been in blockchain for 7-8 years now. And so I kind of got into gaming through cryptocurrency and blockchain. So like I'm a really big NFT enthusiast, but I'm just thrilled to be here, and I really like Townstar. So looking forward to chatting some Townstar with you guys.
That's what I call underselling. Chris writes everything. I mean, hey, can we get a blog about this? And that's the only direction he needs, man. He'll just take it. He understands it. He'll go write it, make it interesting. All the tone, all the stuff that he does on all the games. I mean, he's doing it by himself.
All the really cool fiction, like the Nicole stuff you're reading this week, that's all out of Chris's brain. He's just got this ability to just spin these stories, and it's wonderful.
Scary stories.
Stuff Miranda's. So,
Yeah,
You
thanks,
wrote
guys.
poetry and stuff like that from Randus, right?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
blushing now. Simmer
I
down.
love to. I look for opportunities to write stories and poems, especially. Poems have a really special place in my heart. So I love writing poems and songs and stories. I kind of see the whole world in stories. So anytime I
And-
can do creative writing instead of informative writing,
And
I
you'll be
get really
performing at
excited.
Galaverse, right?
I'm sure I'll be doing some informal performing there.
Okay, that sounds
It's
good. I'll bring my
being
guitar.
talked about.
And,
So
I don't think I'm
yes.
going to be competing on the main stage with some of the acts that we've got planned.
oh, good Lord. We'll do a
Indeed.
secret unplug session just for the hardcore Discord fans that know about it.
In the middle of the night, it'll be way awesome. I
I'll
love
get the
it.
key and we'll just open the key and go in at nighttime.
All right. So we have a couple of questions coming in that I can hit and we can answer
Carrie,
just really
talk about
quickly.
yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi. I'm Carrie. I feel like all of you guys probably know me already from being around. I don't have a background in games. Like I play Animal Crossing and I love it, but that's it. And I'm not embarrassed to say that because I really do like playing it when I have a chance, and I don't often. And then the animals are mean to me when I come back and they're like, "Oh, you've been gone for a month." And I'm like, "I know." Okay, enough about that. Chris is my husband, so sorry, fans out there.
They always seem to know what's going on with the
We
other person. Now we know why.
Yeah, we totally do. We live in the same house and everything, so it's hard for anything to get by us. So yeah, I have a background in cryptocurrency, the same as Chris. We've been in this for like 7 years or so. We started with Splinterlands, and we're on the team for that. And we decided to move into Gala Games. We really love the mission. Everything that they're doing. I love that it's a platform for blockchain gaming so that it really kind of opens up possibilities. I like doing community stuff and events. So I kind of fell into this position where I help you guys out in Discord. I hope to be able to do more streams. We haven't done a lot with me or Chris yet because we have crap internet and we are hopefully getting better internet so that we can do this more often with you guys, because I really do enjoy taking questions and just, hanging out and having fun times and being my crazy self. So any of you guys going to Galaverse, it's still going to be that in my brain for a while. Anyone going to Galaverse, you're going to get to see this in person, and it's maybe going to be too much for you to handle, but I'll be there to give you guys hugs.
Tall.
I am really tall. No, I'm not.
Eric is huge. Eric is like 6'5".
Really?
Yeah, and Jason Brink is massive.
I know
I'm
he's
tall.
huge.
I thought I was
I've seen a
tall.
picture with him to somebody
James is
else,
tall.
like next to someone else, and Jason is just like silly big, like
Oh, yeah.
silly.
He's like a barbarian,
So I'm
man.
not. I'm normal.
Price is like
I guess
7 feet
tall.
tall.
This will be
I'm
the
normal
first time
tall.
first chance that I've really had to meet any of my internet friends over the last 5-6 years. All the people that I've worked with and been close with online. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I'm really nervous, but I'm excited to meet a bunch of people.
I think it's very
Indeed.
cool. We're a complete remote company. I mean, some of like War and I have worked together before, right? And you guys obviously know what's going on every day. But some of us in the company, we've never seen each other before face to face. It's really cool, and we're getting a lot done.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Oh,
yeah. Every time we talk to somebody new, like we have Amir, who I can't remember his name. It's something
Amir
hilarious.
Khan.
But what is it in Discord? I'd have to go look. So Amir has joined our team as product manager, and he is awesome and amazing. He's been with us for a couple weeks now, and we were joking yesterday that it feels like it's been a mere 3 months. Amir, but not
I think
Amir.
he's Kami Dancho.
Oh yeah, that might be him.
Japanese word for something like boiled fish or something.
Yeah. I'll try to go find that so that you guys can go bother Amir and just get him in Discord, attack him, bring him in. He's really great, and just like everybody else on Townstar team and then on the Gala teams in general. So I'm going to zoom through a couple of these early questions because mostly they're comments, and then we're going to kind of get into some nitty gritty because we have about 50 minutes. We're going to go an hour if we can go a little over if we need to. I actually blocked out a little extra time. We'll see what you guys want. So first off, because I don't like skipping people, so one of the first questions here we have is like, it's play to earn, but with gas fees and transaction time. How can we do this? How did this work? So someone did reply to them in the chat. That's Gala Chain. We have that coming. There is a whole team that is working on nothing else except for Gala Chain that is employed by Gala Games. So it's a completely separate thing. It's not like it's a side job or a side task. It is their job. I don't know how many people are on that team now, but I know they just yeah, I feel like there's quite a few developers doing this.
Also
So
really
you
sharp
guys,
people,
it's definitely coming. And I know we keep saying that, but they're building a whole thing so that we can make it so that those transaction fees, not ETH, because
building a
it's
blockchain
sad.
is no easy task.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
And
But they had
super
some great
powerful.
updates today, which I don't know if we should leak, so I'm not going to.
No,
Regarding
they'll also get angry.
Yeah, so we're not going to leak it. Just know it's happening and it's getting worked on. And so in the future, the play to earn aspect, it's going to be a lot easier for other things that we're also going to talk about a little bit later in the call too. That just made me remember to do that. All right, so let's see here. All right, real question time. Warren, do you play bass?
I did not play bass, but I get asked all the time if I'm in a band, and I have no musical ability whatsoever.
We'll bring you some maracas. You do look
Yes,
like
I've
you would
heard
play a
that.
mean bass.
I forgot his name. They've changed keyboard
pointing
players
at
over the
Elliot.
years. Yeah, that's a compliment.
All right, let's okay, so the next question is, when are the Tesla coils dropping in the store? Soon,
Tonight.
guys. Today. It's gonna happen today sometime.
They are,
yeah, it really does depend on what time zone you're in. It's gonna happen after the dev stream. We're also going to have a post that's gonna explain what she does, some backstory about her. Hopefully you read the other backstory that Chris wrote. Super fun. I love the lore that he writes, but I'm probably biased. And then
we can tell them today what that's too to get a heads up since they're hanging out with us.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and give an explanation of what the coils do and how Nicole kind of falls into that, go for it.
Oh, Chris, give them the data.
Yeah,
they've waited long for this.
Yeah, so the Tesla coils are kind of like an enhanced version of the solar panels. So they provide passive energy to surrounding buildings in the same way that the solar panels do, but with one important difference, and that's that they also generate units of energy. So the little batteries that you can put into the warehouse and store, the Tesla coils generate those in addition to the passive energy that they provide. So whereas a solar panel could passively power your whole fuel production system, if you place them carefully enough, the Tesla coils could theoretically power your entire town. And this is where Nicole comes into the picture. She is a specialized and really, really glorified delivery person for these units of energy.
She's an executive. What are you talking about? You're a delivery person.
An executive delivery person.
Well, she's the proprietor of the whole thing. I mean, she's carrying on the legacy of Nikola Tesla, and so she's actually created a way to generate sustainable energy from nothing, essentially using the electromagnetic power of the Tesla coil. And with the legendary Tesla coils, she will actually join your town and take the energy where it needs to go herself.
And she looks cool doing
on her
it.
hoverboard.
So
she has a hoverboard. Yeah.
I love it.
We'll have to go through where she came from and all that kind of stuff too today.
Yeah, that's super fun. All right, so we got another question. The Quarry and the Strip Mine NFTs were seen on OpenSea a couple of days ago, and the question is, that feels like a competitive, a step away from competitive play for Townstar and a massive advantage immediately early in the game. Is Townstar moving away?
No way.
Yeah,
we're not doing that. We don't endorse that kind of monkey business. Those were
the strip mines are not happening.
No, not happening. That was an old NFT that was sitting around on a shelf one day as a model experiment, and we're thinking about making them. We're like, man, we can't do that. That's against what we kind of stand for. So we said, no way, stop.
Kind of went in. Now we're like, bloop, we're pulling it out. So we do have new plans. It's going to stay with the competitive play. We've got a lot of ideas moving forward, and we'll keep talking about that too. All right, next question.
Well, in terms of gameplay, though, in terms of gameplay and to just address the question, so everything will stay the same for having to have a mountain, at least for the foreseeable future, to be able to mine those minerals. There is not going to be a way to mine those things without having a mountain next to you. So if that's what you were concerned about, competition will not be shaken up in any way.
No, that's not fair either. You can't make an NFT that just completely changes the entire functionality of picking the right spot and planning where you're going to go. That would kill. That's like the whole core part of the game in the beginning. I mean, the first 4 minutes are like the most critical part of what you're going to do. So yeah, good answer.
All right, next set of little questions here regarding the Halloween NFTs. Will they be able to be used throughout the year?
Yeah,
oh yes.
Yeah, you own them.
Halloween
They're
all
yours.
year long, guys. I know how much I would like that. Plus, you can't just dig up a graveyard. I feel like there are rules against that. You shouldn't do it at all, for real. All right, and
Yeah, if
will
we
there
could
be
have year-round
PC?
Halloween, I'd be a happy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
that's.
year-round
I feel
Christmas
like I
next.
want to do that. Yeah,
And year-round
exactly.
birthdays.
Ooh, I would love it. It is my birthday year round. What are you talking about? All right. So
Okay.
will town coin points that each NFT generate daily, will they be listed in the store?
That's a good
I have been
question.
telling
Usually it's in the
people,
game.
yes, eventually. That is what I was told by people on both on like the production side and the UI side, that the goal would be, once we have them stabilized and we know what we're doing, that it's going to be easier. So if you plop into the store to buy a thing, it's going to be able to tell you right then in the description what that's going to generate for you. The reason we haven't done that yet is because things are still flipping around a lot.
Yeah,
So
we're tweaking
that was a
stuff.
good question.
That's actually gonna be really useful, because then you know what you're gonna get before you buy something. Before you grab one of
Yes.
these things, NFT, okay, I want to get this one. Should I get this one to earn this, or 3 of these, or 4 of these, or 20, or whatever you want to do? So many different levels of this game, So yeah,
Yeah.
that's really great. I'm glad that
We're
goes
not
live
trying
soon,
to
because
keep
right now people are sharing the information on Discord, which is actually really cool.
I'm pro that. We just can't make it official because, again, things are changing a lot. We're not trying to keep secrets from you. We just don't want anyone to be sad.
It's about the screenshots and the videos that we know our awesome community will share, and we don't want to cause confusion or any instance of misinformation that's because somebody's sharing an old picture of something.
Oh yeah.
So it's better for us to just avoid talking about them when they're subject to change so frequently like this.
So here's a question that I don't know the answer to, and I don't know if we do. How will the farm bot work in game, and when can I use my pickaxe? So they're referring to the pickaxe that came with the crystals from a while ago, and we had those really sweet. Chris is going to show it now because there's one in our household as well. I don't know if the green screen will let you. It's not working. So do you guys know? I don't know if this has been on the radar yet.
It's not on the radar right now. Galaverse is coming. That's a huge amount of stuff being done for that. And there's a huge winter event we're doing as well. And my sound is, they're saying, you move my mic. Maybe Paul, turn me up to 11, right? But yeah, that right now is not a huge priority. It's not something we're going to forget about, though. I have this massive backlog of all the community suggestions since I started in May. It goes way back in time to December of last year. That's all prioritized, and it has everyone's comment and their username and everything. We go through that thing every month and say, we need to address these things, these promises, these things that need to happen. So definitely, we're definitely going to do that. But right now, we got a bunch of stuff we're doing.
Cool. All right. This one, I have a question. I want to know this too. When meta change? I've been kind of telling them that we're holding off. We're trying not to do anything crazy, but it is really exciting to get to try something new for the week. Do we have a guess when we're going to be able to switch something up, even if it's real simple?
Well, we're doing a big winter push that's going to last like 2 months, right? That's a big plan going on. We have big ideas for things like fishing and stuff like that we want to add to the game. Even some micromanaging is another idea we want to add to the game. We want to mix up the core game, not just change the values every week. Like, you've been doing the value changing game for a while now. I mean, you can only do that so many times. I mean, it's kind of interesting that, okay, in the competition crowd, they got to change their plan to hit some number of stars, but they pretty much have mastered that. Like, little changes to the value of cash versus stars, that's okay. What we need right now, what the game needs next, is more stuff put into the basic formula. So when you think about meta from this point forward, think about new content put to the game. We've got some cool candy stuff coming for December. It's going to go like November the 30th is our target date on that. Candy shop, some 50s characters, all kinds of cool stuff. We got to leak that today so I can have fun thinking about it. But yeah, the next real vision step from us is to add content to the game, not just NFTs, and not just change the numbers like we were for a long time in a weekly competition.
Yeah, that
Win
sounds more
pizza.
exciting anyway. Yeah,
You
and
know,
I'm
fifth
pro
person this
pizza.
week that said Juice Pig. This first person this week said, pizza. Even John Oswald, the president of games, early, we could put tomatoes and then we could have pizza. I was like, oh my gosh, everyone loves pizza, man. We're gonna have to do this to get people
And
out
if
of
you
it.
don't, I don't have time for you.
Pizza
Everyone loves
trees,
pizza.
right?
We should do a pizza. Is there an
Pizza
international
bushers?
pizza holiday day? I know I skipped ahead on your questions, guys, but we need to time the pizza release with like Sicilian, flat crust, all that kind of business to happen the same week that some kind of event's happening.
That sounds
Pizza
awesome.
week.
All right, so we've
Right.
got a little question here about to explain the changes that will be made to the storage towers. Now, that question is referring to changes that are coming in later today. And I think what we're going to say is we're holding off on that. We're going to wait till those pop up. And we do have a blog post that's going to kind of explain what why, what we did, how we're going to be moving forward with everything like that. But we kind of want that to be a full surprise, and it is coming today.
Yeah, it's
So
very detailed.
Coming.
Yeah,
It's
it's very,
coming.
very detailed plan. It took a lot of time and energy for that to get arranged and thought of and analyzed, a lot of metrics behind the scene, and everything is all about making it great for you, really. To
Yeah,
be quite honest with you. So,
agree.
yeah.
Will Tesla coils be sold in town or Gala?
I
could go
wonder
look
what
at the
they'll be
sheet.
sold in.
I just
Go
don't
look at the
know.
sheet.
I could go look. I was like, I just
Amir
don't
would know.
remember
Where
since I
is
look
he?
at so many things.
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
We just make awesome
Let's
stuff
see.
and they just keep cranking it out.
Yeah, I feel like I see so many things so often that like it's just I forget, you guys. But as long as the sheet's updated. All right, so here's your leak. It looks like they are all going to be in town.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
That's what my sheet says. Hopefully that's true still and it was updated appropriately. All right, so scrolling down, doing good here. Teslas are they like power plants, or are we saying more like solar panels? Chris, probably.
They're like they're kind of like solar panels and power plants, but with power plants you actually have to put resources in to get the energy out. With Tesla coils, they just produce the energy automatically
On a timer.
Yeah, and they also don't have a wage cost. So with a power plant, you're having to pay the power plant engineer like $100 a minute, I believe. Not with the Tesla coil. There is no wage. You don't have to pay Nicole Tesla anything. She's doing it because she's the hero you deserve.
That's right. Okay,
Nicole's
this question's interesting. She totally is.
That's
I don't know if you've met her, but she's definitely in it for the juice. All right, here's an interesting question. I may not understand.
Sorry, Carrie. Do you have a picture?
Oh, go ahead. Show us some of that, Paul. He might have some.
You can always put one of the blogs.
Nicole
Cool
juice.
Pictures on there. Some people may down to the stream and haven't really seen the pictures or hadn't read the blogs yet. I'll let Paul figure that out in the background while we're chatting away.
Here it goes. Cool. All right. So next question. Would it be possible? Oh, there's that. We'll do it first. I don't know if they can see us. But... Yeah, that's the juice right there, you guys. That's it.
I wonder if people could hear the audio, was it skippy and framing because it's being like streamed through a stream, and you guys in Discord tell us that look okay, was it all choppy?
Tell me the truth.
Okay? I want the truth.
Or lie to me and tell me.
And if it was, go to YouTube and watch it there because it's fantastic, and put an awesome comment.
Sounded great. Okay, cool. I always worry about that because when we're doing these video calls, you get all this like stupid filtering with your dumb headset and all this kind of business. I'm like, it looks junky for us. I'm glad it looked okay for you guys. Cool.
Good.
All right. So here's a good question. Would it be possible to introduce a rotating hourly quest that we can complete in Town Star to give us a boost in Town Stars? So it could keep the game interesting as objectives will change. So I think what they're asking is something that like changes. So it's like, hey, try this now to encourage you to do specific things that would give you more stars.
Okay, so here's the good news. We're making an entire quest system from scratch. That's also going to have a lot of backend metrics tied into it. And there's multiple reasons for that, just from a game design perspective. That way, it gives us a way to create miniature quests that are achievement based for you, like do this, do this, do this, do this. And when you do this, we can reward you with X, Y, or Z. We can also track if it's successful. Like we write something, give you instruction how to do it from the noobish level all the way to the mega pro level. And that gives you something to go for. And the idea is once that quest system is in place, these daily challenges will move away from just make stars, which is really not that hard. Like once you learn how to do the basics, I mean, you could just do sugar and get that. It's not that challenging. Now we want people to have fun and ramp up, but we don't just ramp up really huge and have people left for the wayside who might come play in February or something with their new laptop from Christmas. Who knows, right? So once that quest system is in place, we'll be able to do any kind of challenge we want. Now, I don't think we'll do them on an hourly basis. What I'd love to do, the big dream, is to have where you could actually ultimately pick which one you want to do, maybe cluster 2 or 3 of them together, like achievements in Guild Wars 2 or something like that, and just go click, 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 and do these. And you could maybe decide what combination of them will fit the town you're thinking about building. That's a little wishful thinking, to be honest with you. It might happen later, but the first step is a series of linear quests in a quest system. So that's really going to help a lot, because the good thing is we won't just write a bunch of quests and go, "Those sound cool. We're just going to walk away now." We can actually check all the metrics to see how long someone did it, how long they achieve it, where they playing from, what platform they were on. Not that we're spying on you, but then we can say, "Oh, listen, people don't like this step. It's confusing. Let's reword it. Let's make this different." Lastly, I know I talk a lot about this, but lastly, when you have quest chains like that, even if there's just 3 steps like in Diablo 3, it allows someone to have something to do they can focus on, and that can unlock another one and unlock another one. You can actually guide people how to make something they've never made before. Because in the modern world, not everyone wants to like read a guide, or they want to go to a YouTube channel. They don't want to listen to a 12-minute video and watch pop-up ads. So if we could put the information in the game, it's much more accessible and fast. So that's not just oriented
Awesome.
around new people, right? With that quest system is put in place, and I'm hoping we'll have it ready by January. If we have that whole thing put in place, I'd like to have the first pass of it ready for the November 30th, right after American Thanksgiving launch. Then we can test it with the metrics and test the flow. We can actually see how people are using it. Because right now we have like
Cool.
4,000 people a day that come to the game and try it out for a little bit and they kind of walk away because they're like, "Whoa, this is really intimidating." If you played other games, it's kind of new. I mean, remember the first time you played, it's like, "Whoa, what's going on? I can't control these units." So I think it's a good first step for us to do that kind of stuff. So I get junk in my eye.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of a long answer for that one. I think in the long term, it'll make it really, we could do a lot of neat
Cool.
things.
All right, so we're moving right along here. How long will season 1 be? They want to know.
Hasn't
Do
been
you
determined
know?
yet. Yeah, we wanted to do something like that. We wanted to make some kind of season tied into this leasing system. We're calling it the town market board. It's a pretty interesting way for someone who has absolutely nothing to be able to come in the game and maybe to have like one town power, which is something we're thinking about doing. We're doing some design work on it. We're going to wait till the Gala chain gets done and then really go back in there and make it really tight design. Right now, Dan, who's one odd gent on Discord, and Nina are making UI elements to mock up what's going to look like. So we're going to be able to show that to people how that thing's really going to look. We know that Eric leaked some pictures a while back. Those were super early. So the idea behind that is in anyone, some people don't have a bunch of NFTs, right? They might have their Gala Gold and have their Express Depot. So anyone can come in there and rent the NFTs from someone else and play them, maybe split the proceeds and that kind of business. So that's another really,
Sweet.
really big feature, that all those things start hit the road together. The renting thing, little Gala chain happening, not a little, having the
Yeah.
quest system in there, all those things start to come together, and then new content. That it's just going to get better in 2022.
All right. So there's been a lot of discussion around our weekly competition, and they're wondering if we plan to change this up, switch it around, and if we can discuss any of the ideas that we have going forward.
Chris, you want to share some ideas? We talked about taking the whole month and compressing it down to one big prize. Why don't you talk about that? Otherwise, I'll talk forever.
Well, absolutely. So we've got this, a set amount of Gala prize that's set aside for every week's competition. And the competition, of course, has always started on Tuesday and ended on Sunday. And we kind of have in the works switching to 1 week-long competition each month instead. So we would take all of the prize money from those 4 weeks of competition and put it into 1 week competition. So there would be 1 out of 4 weeks of the month where there is a weekly competition happening. And that would be
giving everyone a chance to break.
Yeah. So it would be for 4 times the prize money, basically. So everybody would ramp up and get ready, and they would spend the rest of the time in the month playing to earn and practicing. And then this competition would be that much more popular, and the competition would be fierce. I think it would be really fun. People would be sharing everything on socials and keeping their towns secret in Discord sometimes, and they didn't want to give away their strategies. I think we all think that that's really exciting, and we'd love to hear what you guys think about that idea.
Yeah, and nothing's set in stone. We're working on this. We feel like this is a really great way to go. And so we are kind of excited. We don't know when this is going to get to be implemented because, as I keep saying in the Discord, we are really trying to work on making sure that we've got play to earn ironed out before we make any big changes on anything else. But yeah, we've got a ton of stuff that we're planning to do for all of this.
Oh, yeah. Erica's behind all these ideas too. I mean, there's a ton of really cool ideas that come. The thing about Gala is really different than other studios I worked at. At other studios, you have this big hierarchy structure, and people get in their little slot, and all they do is their little slot in the big machine. Whereas here, anyone has good ideas, and we collaborate, and talk about them all the time, and they get, let's do this, and it's always a us thing. So we have a lot of really strong ideas to improve the game. It's really cool. And if you hear Eric talking about this stuff, it's because he's got excited about our ideas. He ran to tell everyone, which is really cool.
So we've got, all right. So this is a question I have too. And I don't know if we have an answer, but will holiday sets get a town bonus? So the question is for instance, if you have all of the Haunted Mansion pieces, currently there is not a bonus, but they're wondering if that's something that could be thought about. Maybe
That's an
put on
interesting
the
idea.
list.
We never thought of it that way. We thought of it as just basically the way they are, the fixed numbers. That's an interesting idea. A bonus idea across the board would be interesting. It also would open the door for us releasing more sets of things that could work together. So if you put things together in certain configurations or certain sets,
Exactly.
that might be the idea. I mean, Black Devs Online does that with summoning boss monsters. You put things a certain pattern and you come forward. I mean, even Diablo 1 had that. So yeah, that's a neat idea. Not right now, but it's a neat idea. Wouldn't be forgotten about. That's for sure.
Any plans to bring more Vox utility inside a Townstar?
Yeah, there is definitely. I'm not going to reveal those yet. I would have revealed everything I have. I'll
All
just
right,
say,
so
let me just say these
yes,
keywords,
end.
talents. I'll just say this keyword, talents.
That feels
That way
like
you'll
a
have
good
control
enough
over what they
leak.
ultimately do.
That feels leaky. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels leaky. I feel like we can stop there. I assume Elliot's sound got fixed. I'm just now to 15
Is it
minutes
still bad?
after.
Okay.
I don't
For
know. That
now,
was from
just
15 minutes ago.
enjoy
So.
their boogieing, the Vox boogieing. If you're fortunate enough to have one, it will boogie down.
This one,
They need to be
I
beating
can
each other
maybe
up.
explain. Paul's actually on the call here and explained this recently, but can you talk about the reason behind the change to the Salty bot and if there will be changes to the Elf bot? So the question I believe is regarding before the Salty bot was carrying things to both the bakery and to from the windmill to the bakery, and now it is not doing that. And I think what Paul explained to me, and maybe he can tell me in my ear, is it was messing up like the pathways for some reason. I'm trying to remember this. It was delivering things other than salt. So there was like a little bug in it. So they had to pull back because it was delivering everything, lots of other things, and it wasn't supposed to be doing that. And I don't know if there'll be changes to the Elf bot in the same way, or if there was just not an issue on that. The Paul in my ear didn't say anything, so I don't know.
Secret birdie.
Okay, so the Elf bot is cookies and cake, and the Salty bot is limited to salt, or should be. It's fun having a little Paul in my ear.
Yeah, it's like
He
having
tells
all
me
the
the
answers. We don't have to
secrets.
know anything.
No,
Paul,
it's true.
what happens in the end? We don't know yet.
He doesn't know about that.
Good.
All right.
I feel like there's a lot of fun we can have with that salty bot. It's just he's pure salt. He runs on salt. There's got to be something there.
Yeah, Vox to give him an attitude adjustment.
We'll tap into it.
So this question, I don't know much about this, but I'm going to go ahead and ask, could the developers look into coding Townstar to work with JAWS screen reader so the blind community could also play?
Oh, that's a really interesting idea.
It's
Wow, that's really cool.
JAWS,
I think I saw
JAWS,
that
like
go
the
by
shark.
earlier. Yeah. Right now,
So
we
we
actually
can
have a
put that
couple
on the
programmers
list.
helping us with optimization for Android, PC, and iOS. They've been doing a deep dive into the code and trying to make things run a lot better for people who have a little bit older phones. For me, as a guy coming from AAA video games, like Unreal Doom and all this kind of business, first-person shooter, we got to have frame rate. And in modern day, the frame rate's got to be 120 or higher almost. Even on the console, they won't let you ship a console game without being 60 frames a second. I can't wait to have those guys' code integrated in. So once that's going to take time. It's a tricky time of year to do something big like that. But once they get those guys' code in there, then it'll be tremendously improved for performance. They found a lot of opportunities to make things faster, which to me, I'm like, yes, please.
Cool.
Because, even running full screen can be tricky sometimes. So I'm glad about that.
Cool. Do we know this?
It looks like
Go
JAWS.
ahead, Chris.
I was just looking about JAWS because I was curious. It says on Google, JAWS deploys a virtual cursor to read and navigate HTML pages. Although the virtual cursor is invisible to sighted users, visually impaired users can read and select text or move to different elements on the page with it.
You know what I'd love to have help with? If someone knows a lot about that, can you share some of the details of where we can go research and learn about this with us? Like,
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
know a
DM
lot
me,
about
guys.
that, if you know, share that with us, and we'll go dig into it and see what can be done. Because I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to. It would be kind of dumb not to. I know in a lot of the games I worked on in the past, we have to do a lot of stuff with people that are colorblind and epilepsy and things like that to make things sensitive for those folks. So it works. Even in the military stuff that Warren and I done a bunch of military simulations of VR, you have to have things at a certain standard for people that don't see color. So
Cool.
yeah, share that information with us. I guess message Carrie. Carrie, how do you want to get that data from the Discord community so it's usable?
Yeah, if you DM me, I am really good about my direct messages. If I don't answer within 24 hours, call the police. Something's wrong. So I'm generally pretty good about that. All right. So does anybody off the top of their head know the supply that Tesla coils have per rarity? I don't in my brain, and I don't remember the name of that.
I don't have it memorized.
Spreadsheet. So yeah, I was like, I don't know if any of us
it'd be pretty
that.
obvious when it goes in the store, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's coming really soon, so it'll be up really soon. So sorry we can't leaky that to you right now. Pizza is confirmed at Galaverse. Yes, there will be pizza. That's happening.
I have no doubt.
I'm not going now. Forget it now.
Yeah. All right. So the relog bug, I assume what they're talking about is when you push F5 that it resends stuff. There's a video on YouTube that we've known about forever that says, hey, this is how you can exploit Town Star. When's that going to be fixed? Are we able to do that? Do you know anything about this?
What?
Okay. I was like, I know that Christian, he is out right now.
He is right now. He's got a little one.
He did. He just had, his wife had a baby.
There's a lot of changes that Christian wants to do to how the game operates because, it's working in a browser. It's got a console and there's a lot of things you can do in a console. Scripting, people really love doing this stuff. And that's going to probably be improved to be much more secure without taking away your freedom to do those kinds of things. So the real dream behind that is that people won't cheat, right? And people can still do scripts and stuff they like to do. And ultimately, in the long run, if you go way back like Ultima Online and UAssist, ultimately, I think we should look at things that people do script and turn them into functional UI elements and buttons they can put into the game. So it's more fun for them. They're like, hey, I set this up to sell it when this fills up. Like those are the kinds of things a real game needs to have. So I'm aware of those things and we want to do those ultimately. That may not happen fast, which is always disappointing. You can't have everything by January, but these are the kind of things I care about. And so we're going to try to fix that stuff.
Great.
At some point, when we get closer to doing that, what we should do is get with the community and say, give us a list of the top 100 things you think will make your life easier when you're playing a game. Because not everyone's sitting there staring at it all the time.
Yeah. Only top 100. All right. So do we have any plans for team play? Yeah. For team play stuff, I'm assuming they're referring to our sadly kidnapped by the aliens Jimmy right now. Anything in the top of your brain or on the list for something like that?
Not at the moment.
Any leaks? Okay, not at the moment. All right. So we've got a question also here. Any trivia or fun things regarding the development of Nicole? I guess that'd be probably more Warren's idea on for answering on that. We haven't heard from Warren much, but he looks really pretty on the screen. So,
well, thank you. Yeah, we could talk a little bit about how she got developed or little trivia items. I mean,
yeah, why not? Do it. It's a cool story.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, we'll publish to the website as we go through the article, and I'll just kind of talk through it a little bit. The initial design, we wanted to have a unit that did generated power, and so we thought of Nicole Tesla and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, Nikola Tesla. But my initial design was kind of like going the mad scientist route, taking him, kind of contorting him, that kind of jazz, and turning him into a cartoony kind of Town Star character. And we had a new guy on the team. Mike Cross, you probably know. I don't know what he goes by in Discord, but I'm sure you've seen him out there. He's just a super creative dude. And the next morning he was like, how about this? And he slid this sketch over to me. And it's like this great descendant of Nikola Tesla. And it was just a really fun design. And so we started taking that and riffing on it, sort of thing. We added the hoverboard and that kind of jazz to her. And then we worked with the external contractors to work her up into concepts. And all that to say, she has been a very cool and iterative character to work on. She's really had collaboration from several elements of the team. Like a bunch of people contributed to her and sent me feedback and pushed back against some stuff they didn't like. One of my initial things was I wanted her to be on a skateboard. And then the team's like, how about a hoverboard? It's like, that's a way cooler idea. And that's one of the things I really like about working here is people have awesome ideas. Like, 10 times a day. It's just like they're constantly.
We need 20 engineers to do them all.
Yeah, you can't even do all the ideas people have. It's crazy, and it's just working with all the talented artists that we have on contract and in house, and it's just she came together really well, and she's actually still my favorite thing that we've done so far. But I really do hope to top her in the coming year.
She's gonna get topped.
Sure.
She'll get
Oh,
topped.
I'm sure she will.
We keep topping ourselves. Mr.
Yeah.
Puddles,
Top her by giving her a hat.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, the plan is to definitely top her, but the first thing I did when I got here was Mr. Puddles, and that was kind of fun. And then we've evolved into Nicole, and now we have the stuff coming up for Christmas, and then as Elliot alluded to, the fishing stuff later on. We got really great stuff happening around here. It's a fun job, trust me.
Too much. That's our biggest problem, actually, is we have a lot of core stuff we have to do, and we have this incredible creative stuff that's like constantly coming in, and you got to stop time, and we could do all of it and just go bam, check out biggest release ever, 55 gigs of stuff. And so it's nutty. It's a good problem to have, though. I have workplaces, I tell you what, in the game industry where it's just stale and boring, and you're working on one game for 2 years, just steals your soul. But here, anyone on the team has ideas, and having Mike Cross is the front end developer who did the Townstar website. Right.
Yeah.
And Nina and Dan, which is like one odd gent, he did all the 2D art and everything on the website and all this cool stuff you see here. And so we took all the existing characters, put all this stuff together. Right. And that's the reason why it's really magical, because Mike is building a website, like the nuts and bolts of how the website goes together. And he happens to draw really well. Did you see his Mr. Puddles ancient Middle Age style sketch that he did that we leaked on Discord?
Yeah, the almanac sketch.
That's for the almanac. Like, he's going to wire up this almanac that says every single competition that happened, who won, what place they're in. You can go back in time and look up everyone's records, right? Kind of like an armory, right? Or like a Dota top 5,000. And it's going to have that theme to it. And things like the website with the news page being like old newspaper from the 50s, like Dewey Defeats Truman type vibe. And then when you mouse over stuff, the article you're about to click on becomes colored, right? So that's all those ideas are coming from like 4 or 5 people on our team. They get on real well and chat all day long and hardly get any work done because there's too much to do. But it's a really, really cool vibe. It's really fun, and we need more people to help us too. So
all right. I might skip this question by Onan. I'm not skipping you forever, but I can explain it in the chat when the next question happens. So don't feel bad. All right, so we're going to go into with Tesla coils in place, what is the use of a solar panel? Why solar panel if you have a Tesla coil?
Because a solar panel doesn't generate energy batteries. It's just a passive energy to adjacent tiles.
Chris, you're muted.
Oh, why? I mean, they're all limited supply. Keep that in mind. And with this announcement that we're going to have later, they're not going to be available forever. They're available in the store until they sell out. So for some people, the solar panel is enough for what they want to do with their play to earn town. Other people are going to want the extra power of the Tesla coil. But then some of those people who want the Tesla coil might come too late. They might be ready to get their Tesla coil too late and have to go with the solar panel instead. The prices are different. The supplies are similar, but they do different things.
Excellent. And do we know, we could go check. The question is, have they been dropped to nodes yet? And I don't think so, but maybe they have. I think this morning node people were talking about. I didn't get any, so
I didn't either.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
If someone got one, they should tell
guys.
us. Post a picture.
Right. I feel like something was dropped this morning, but I wasn't paying attention because again, I didn't get a notification, so I'm salty.
Anand said on Discord says yes at 3:43.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. So let's see. I am going to type that question. I guess I could just say it, but I wanted to be in the chat too, so I'll probably answer it later. So the question Onan had earlier is, why can't we buy town things within the treasure chest instead of having to mint them to ETH? So I think his question is like, why do we have to mint town, before we can purchase something. And it's because you have to mint it. So the things in the treasure chest that are allowed to be used right now, they're allowed to be used within the game because it doesn't need to be in the interface. It's not doing blockchain things. So you can use those items without actually wanting to sell or do anything with them. As soon as you want to sell it or give it to a friend, you have to mint it to ETH because that's how it's going to travel. It's going to travel through the blockchain in that case. So the same thing with town. When you earn the town coins and they come into your treasure chest, they're kind of like in a limbo wallet for now. And this is only in place until Gala chain happens. And then all of this is going to go away and we're going to forget like it was a bad dream anyway. But in order to be able to spin that town, you currently, with the current setup again, you have to be able to mint that to the blockchain so that it does become the actual currency on ETH, and then you can spin that town. Now, again, that's going to go away. They potentially could, I assume, create some kind of code that makes it so they could spend it before actually minting it, but that would take away from what they're working on now, which is Gala chain, and they don't want to do that and just have them throw away code. I think I explained that correctly.
Well, what's been known as the treasure chest is going to transition into what becomes known as Gala chain. So the things that are going into your treasure chest, those are the things that are being minted to Gala chain once Gala chain comes out. And then you will have to pay the fee to convert them to the Ethereum blockchain.
Yes. All right. So, and then aside on that, someone says this is more of a comment, but yes. So the problem now is limiting sales of some NFTs to town is because people barely have any. And that's kind of by design. We're wanting people to slowly earn their town and then build that town up and be able to spend it. Like we're not trying to flood markets and do all of that stuff. So it is kind of by design what we're doing that the way that this is working for right now. And so just hang on to that town, earn it. Build it up. And then if not, grab one of the NFTs that are in Gala or currently BAT and ETH as well. Now, side note on that, when Gala chain is implemented, those things also might go away. So it hasn't been fully decided yet, but eventually it might just be Gala and town. So keep that in mind. If you want to use other currencies, you best do it quickly.
Do your daily challenges every day. Don't pass up a chance to play to earn if you own NFTs. You want to be getting that town.
Oh yeah. If you time it properly, you can actually do it back to back.
Tesla coils are passive, correct?
Mm-hmm. And active.
Okay.
It creates a resource.
That was a question. Yeah.
Yeah. The solar panels are passive only. And they also don't create any pollution or any kind of junk like that. And same thing with the Tesla coil. So it's just actually going to create. Sorry, I'm soft today. Yeah, it's going to create those batteries for you without having to put anything in.
Isn't 150K town for a legendary solar panel a huge cost? Sure, but it does a lot of cool stuff.
And it's yours, and you own it. You can do whatever you want to do with it.
Sure.
There's something. I know that's one thing about.
It's a very powerful unit.
That's the thing about blockchain. It's not free to play world. It's just a situation where the things you actually own. I mean, one day you could sell these things off. I mean, some people want the ones that you have. I mean, look at how the Vox work out. You can actually see what they're going to earn in town right away. So that's the way blockchain stuff is, man. It's a real crazy environment, and it's a great chance for people to get in there and change their lives. Remember someone paid off their student loans. You remember that story?
Yeah, there are several people that we have in here that are still like, they've never put any money into Townstar for anything. They've only won contests, been able to pull stuff out, pay their bills. I don't want to put anyone on blast because I don't know if they want their names yelled out.
Yeah.
But in my brain, I do know, I see you out there. I know that a lot of people have been doing that. So even with our unperfect gas fees and things like that we have to deal with, there's still been a lot of success. So that's pretty great. A suggestion for the weekly contest, maybe we could have something where people do like how much wool, whoever makes the most wool in a week or wheat in a week,
idea.
Rather than like, specifically stars or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know we can track that because during May Mayhem, we were able to pull the information of who made the most of certain items. So that is a good idea to put on my, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we also talked. Did we talk about compressing that down to the 1 week thing? I can't remember.
We did, yeah,
okay,
a little
cool.
bit.
If that goes, if that happens and does that right, all that prize money would normally be in 1 month would be all compressed into 1 week, and we'd have to make that challenge really cool. Like the first one we do, it can't just be chase stars to the fastest star finder. We have to make something that's like, wait a minute, I have to do these 7 things. Like something like that would be really interesting. It would be hard too, where someone who's actually just really, really smart might win, as opposed to someone who's just been playing the game a long time, the same pattern.
Yeah, this is a question/suggestion that's really cool that I've never thought of before. How about a server-wide quest where all the players in one server have to work together to achieve something, to produce something, and they're
That's
fighting
fun.
against the other servers.
Oh, it sounds like a Guild Wars 2.
I love it. I had never thought of it before, but now I want to put that on the
Interdimensional
list.
war.
Into the Mist.
Yeah.
That could be
Yeah,
interesting.
that
That'd be a
sounds
pretty
fun.
crazy idea. I think a server versus server competition would be pretty funny. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty hilarious.
I mean, you don't
People would
normally know,
quit
like
and
you
go
would,
trade sides.
yeah, and go join
Everyone
the
pile
other
into server
server.
4. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to do that.
Everybody in server 4 versus server 1.
You
Oh,
could
that'd be
just
crazy.
there's
make
like 2
server
people
1
left
the
of server
desert
1.
dimension.
There you go. Maybe it could be a situation where as people left a server and went to the winning server, the other one got like a against all odds, which is a buff they used to have in Warhammer Online, where if you're in the server with less population, you have a huge buff to counteract the fact that people left your server. So you're like better off staying where you are. That'd be pretty funny. It would be really cool if they actually had like a live ticker to show who's making, how much stuff are they making, and and who's going up and who's winning. That could be really
Yeah.
funny.
I like it.
It would make it like, because you're not constantly tinkering things. I mean, you can micromanage a little bit in the game. It'd be very funny, like set your town up and just see like the numbers going, oh, we're going to beat these guys, we're outpacing them, and someone comes there and does this. That'd be pretty fun, actually. It's a cool idea.
Will Santa come to
There's no win
Townstar?
answer to that one.
Will
What was the
Santa
question?
come?
Who is he
Santa.
again?
Well,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
He already
Well, Santa-
did.
Oh,
I feel like Santa
He came last
might
year.
yeah.
come if you're good, little boys and
missed
girls.
Warhammer Online.
Yeah, I
He
was going to
feel-
say it depends how good the Discord's been, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to be on your best behavior. I hear he checks his stuff at least twice, if not more than that. But no more leak than that.
I wonder how that could work.
Yeah.
What
I
would
don't
he
know.
do?
We'll
I
see.
don't
We'll
get
see
it.
what happens. We'll see what happens in the future. So yeah, the question's already been asked and answered, but I think Groove came in there here late. Just wanting to know about cooperative elements or team play. We don't have anything. It was answered early. We don't have anything right now in the plans as we're focused on Galaverse and Play to Earn and all of those other things, but it's not off the table. So we'd like to check some other stuff out in the future. It's just nothing currently right now ready to come and be released.
Anybody who's coming to Galaverse, you are going to love hanging out in the Townstar space.
You are.
That's 'cause we're
It's
the
gonna
cool
be
team.
the best team. Oh, it's gonna be the best, you guys.
I would love to tell you everything, but I don't think
not
we
allowed.
even know that much. It's
get our
been
hands
hidden
cut
from
off.
us. Yeah, but it's going
This-
to be fantastic.
The space for the town sort things is freaking magical. I love it. I think it's really charming.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's
It'll be
I
the
can't
best
wait
place
hang out.
to
I'm gonna hang
hang.
out there the whole time, probably.
Yeah.
Until they make me go do something somewhere else.
Exactly. Let's see.
So many
All
questions,
right,
man.
that was answered. I
Hey, I
know.
have a
I'm trying to make
question.
sure because some are answered. Yeah.
I
what
have a
is it?
question for this is kind of for the community. I was just curious, and I don't have any power to influence this decision or anything, so you don't have to worry about me trying to leak anything. Or, but how does everybody feel about spying on being able to see other towns? Would the players like it if they could go look at other people's towns, or would they
We need to
prefer
poll
not
that
to be able to
and
do
do
it?
a 1, 2, 3,
I'm just
4 type-
curious what the
yeah.
community thinks.
I'd love to do that.
All
Even
right.
just to
So we'll
learn the
take it.
game a
We'll
little
take
bit,
your
look
little.
at the good players and watch them, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a great way to
I
make
like that too,
videos.
and I know some people will be secretive and be like, "Don't look at my town," but like,
Well,
Well,
maybe you can
I'm
flag
not-
yourself as anonymous and they can't see you like you do in
Yeah,
MMOs.
Right,
that could be
Stick your
totally.
ear,
opens the door to different possibilities.
stay out of my
things,
town.
Like
Steam or
you
something.
could pay
Stay
a
out.
fee in town to make it so that your town becomes blind, or you could throw people off and make it
I think
make it
some
so
people
that they
don't want anyone to know what they know.
Right.
I do. If it was a toggle, that'd be cool, right? And you'd be, that guy doesn't let me look at his town. What does he know? So
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be an opt-in for sure.
yeah,
but
why not? You can't make it all global. Some people,
Oh.
really, I see a lot of no, because they have secret information. They do not.
Yeah.
want people
Yeah,
to know
that's what I
That's what
thought
I
it
was
would
wondering.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secrets.
I would thought that too. Okay, so
They want to be
question.
copied.
With regards to town earnings, what exactly is utility? I understand that question. The follow-up is weird. Is it just strictly storage or passive bonuses, categorical, or something else? I
That's a
don't understand the
confusing
second question.
That's
Okay, so
confusing.
first
I'm too old to understand the
question, first
question.
answer. Currently, I mean, I assume this is a question. Correct me, one of you guys, if you think that I'm wrong. But currently, town earnings, that the utility for them right now is you hold them and then you get Gala power, or you can purchase some items in the store. In the future, things might change, but that's the utility for actual town that you are earning at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm not really sure on the second part of that question. So I am really sorry. People really seem to like the idea of the weekly competition going to once a month. I'm sure people would love to sleep for 3 weeks out of the month instead. So that's probably true. Let's see.
Yeah.
You know how that's going to pan out. People will be like, "Why are you doing it this week? This is the week where I have to do this and the other." We'll make it during exam week.
No, that'd be so mean. We'll try to plan around that
Find
too,
the worst weeks
and
to do it.
I'll
where
make
people
sure
get
you guys
mad.
let me know
It's always
that
going
you're
to be
not
the
doing
worst
that.
week
We should
for
let the community vote on
somebody.
what week it's going to be. Every
Yeah,
month.
we could probably do that and do
What do you want it to
rotating.
be?
I also just want to throw out loud that we'd like to rotate the start times of the competitions. Just because Land Rush it's in the middle of the night for some people, and I think it would be pretty cool and not super hard for us to be able to rotate the times every week. So it's a few hours, like it's the next 6 hours and then the next 6 hours, so that we're always hitting someone when they're awake. So I think that'll be a good thing to add. Are there plans for internships at Gala? Yes. I have been talking to Sarah about that. I have a list of people. I know there are a ton of people out there who would be really great at just helping us, give us a hand in learning the ropes as you are going. We're on hold because of Galaverse right now. So beginning of the year, we'll probably buckle down and try to focus on that a little bit more.
If any of you are in college and doing a computer science degree and you're into blockchain, connect with me on LinkedIn. And I need more engineers, man. It might be your gateway. And we've hired people from the community actually that work here.
We like doing that. Actually,
we've got a few people on our team that are from the community. They're really helpful.
Yeah, and I guess I could throw this out here. If you know a character artist or an animator, we would definitely like to talk to them.
Oh yes,
very much.
There you go, guys.
Oh, yes.
Holler at us. Let us know.
And
we're
just
looking where we do
I would go back to the age-old question I used to get years ago in the game. It's like, how do I break into the industry? Show stuff. Like, don't say I go to blah blah university and I took these classes. You have to show us something you can do. It doesn't mean we want to make you do a project. Like some companies will make you do a test level for like 2 weeks and all this kind of junk. But if you've got any school projects or stuff that you've done in the college level, you can show, listen, I know how to code this and I've done this. If you put together a compelling presentation like, hey, listen, I really want to come help work on Townstar or Mirandus or any other game, show what you can do, because just a resume is just not enough in the modern world anymore. You got to be able to show something. It's so easy for artists because they have pictures and models, but for programmers it's tough.
Easy.
That's great advice. And Carrie and I actually, as people who recently broke into the industry, I was able to show what I can do with my writing, and I spent several years just working really hard and creating content about blockchain games and NFTs and just crypto blogging, and that's how I got noticed in the industry. And Carrie has been leading communities in this space for several years now.
Yeah.
I got my break industry. I got my break industry making Doom maps. I was a young architectural draftsman guy in Florida doing a bunch of like Florida State University baseball stadiums and stuff like that. And I was like 30 years old or something. And I was just rapidly making Doom maps and multiplayer on Durango all the time. And I made those maps. And when Epic was looking for a level designer, Quake had just come out. And I'd been making these maps look really good. And you could play them. They're fast. They're fun. A lot of deathmatch maps. And I showed Tim Sweeney and Cliff Blazinski my maps. They're like, oh, man, you come help us do they don't really have any level designers. That's how I got my break. Just doing what I did for fun. Mod communities
never give up.
Yeah, mod communities are a great way to get into the industry or do anything.
Just keep trying. Don't be annoying.
The general message Elliot was getting, the general message Elliot was getting out there is definitely what I've always have found to be true and believe, that if you can show stuff you've done that goes miles beyond just showing the resume or whatever, like nobody, I mean, we care where you went to school, but we care more about what you can do. If you can show us, that's awesome.
For sure.
I said I helped him fail a college course.
I wish more.
Was that a UT99 problem or was that a crisis problem or a Doom problem?
Let's see if we can get a couple more questions answered here. We're probably going to go just a few minutes over. I'm like way behind in the chat for questions, but here is a good one that we can see who wants to grab it. Do you feel there's a concern with power creep between longtime NFT players and a new player? I feel like this would be a barrier to grow the game to attract new players down the line when they start playing and compare themselves to more experienced players, NFT collectors. I feel like Chris could answer this because we're familiar with how the games work, or if anybody else wants to grab it.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a real concern, especially with Townstar, because with the new play to earn mechanics, it's not all about competition between players for one. And then, like Elliot was saying, we're kind of rethinking and redesigning the whole new user experience to make sure that new players know, we're equipping them with the knowledge and the skills to be able to play the game the way that they're going to get the most enjoyment out of it. And that's what's most important.
Yeah, the play to earn thing, it was based upon you just achieving something on your own. So as you start putting more interesting quests and all that in the game and make harder problems to solve, and then the weekly competition turns into the once a month competition with tricky problems to solve, then it really starts becoming a game. Right now, things are a little formulaic, right? It's not hard. If you've been playing for a while, you know what to do. You're not challenged that much. And as we can add more units to the game, but you'll probably still find your secret formula that you like to do, whether you like doing cake or whatever you want to do. But the goal of any game is to make it where you have some entertainment and fun out of it, because you have to think about what you're doing. And then when you beat the game or figure out how to do it better than someone else, you have your own personality is in there, and you feel like, hey, I figured this out. And maybe you saw a guide, did you learn that way? But then you still went in there and changed it around a little bit. So the big vision of any game is to make it where you're having fun playing it. I mean, the fact that it's on blockchain has the other elements too. That's the world that I come from. I come from that whole make the game fun for someone else. So we're making it, growing it. It's successful now. Let's take it to 11. Let's keep going. And there's so much more to do. So yeah, don't
Pump
give
it to 11. All right. So we've talked
Too many
about
Spinal Tap references.
Yeah, I know. It makes me want to just go watch the movie.
Let me say one. You know what I want to see with Townstar? I want to see a time when the most effective and efficient towns are also really fun to look at, and you could go look at them, and they have this aesthetic appeal because there were so many choices that the player had to make. And then, like Elliot, you were saying, it's got their personality in it. And when you look at the most efficient towns now, they tend to kind of look robotic and like they were designed by some real program-minded person. Yeah. And yeah, I want to see way more creative towns that are still efficient in different and unique ways.
Yeah, when film was first starting to play, there is an element where you're like trying to keep things. Once you learn about all like the dirty and pollution and shade and like, you start keeping things away. Like you're in an early phase where windmills are 3 units apart. Later on, you just brute force that, right? Later on, like, forget it. I'm just gonna put 10 over here and 10 over here because you're already beyond all that. You don't care about that anymore. The time that you're generating those things is timed with storage, is timed with delivery, to time with sales. So later on, having that still feel like you got to balance it. Because some of those early penalties on some of those buildings space things out pretty far on a 16 by 16 grid. 3 is pretty huge. It's almost a fourth of one length of the whole map. So, things like that intrigue me. Things that and the reason why I say they intrigue me is because they're things that make you think about how to play. Right now, people get to a phase where they brute force everything. So I don't want to turn to where it's so hard it's not fun. There is a phase where you should be able to brute force things, and you're willing to pay the price for what you're doing. But what you do see with really crazy detailed towns that are really put together really well, that they have these layouts that just you couldn't start with that layout at all. You'd have to do it later on when you got millions. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. So any plans to make the land rush a little easier as we get more players coming in? Yeah, the question is probably more for the weekly, because we do have play to earn. We have several servers. So really, if you go into any of those, you can get a good spot pretty easily. But it's true, as we get a larger player base, are we going to be able to add weekly servers so we can combine the leaderboards? I think that's the most complicated in my brain, at least.
It is a tricky thing. I mean, when Mike first designed the game, it was always designed to be that way. It was supposed to be this, go in there excitedly, watch the countdown to the last second, jump in there. It's like buying tickets to a concert, right? Have you ever tried to buy tickets to a concert before? And you keep refreshing the page over and over and over, and these tickets are here, and someone's scalping. And it's kind of crazy doing it. It's like eBay. Sometimes you have to get in there fast. There probably is a real elegant solution for that. We should put some energy into thinking about it. But I don't want to turn the thing into just a random different game because that 15 to 45 second mark of how you feel. And I think that as we change biomes and add more biomes, there's more than just the 3 you have now. It shouldn't be as critical anymore. And even you have to admit, the way the functionality of the gas works now with the costs, it's just time and cost of gas. No one wants to. There's areas of the map that no one will ever build on because they have no advantage at all. That's another opportunity from a game design perspective to make other reasons why you'd want to be close to Casablanca versus close to Chicago. I mean, in a city builder game, a really big, robust, multi-million-dollar city builder game, all those elements work together to make the formula very interesting. Townstar can grow that way slowly, but just have to take one step at a time at it. If that makes any sense.
Agreed. There's a lot of questions in here that I'm like skipping over because I've answered already in the chat in the stream today. So you guys, I'm not ignoring you. I'll probably go back through and do text typing and answer you guys in the channel a little bit after we do this. Is there a similar story with Buggy Waterbot? Why is Mr. Puddles different? Do we remember? I remember. We were here. I don't know if you.
Why is he different?
Yeah,
looking for Mr. Puddles?
No, the story. I can tell the
story.
story. It was Mayhem, and it was mayhem.
Yes. Yeah, it was basically there was a.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
It was horrible. We had a bug that happened during Mayhem. That was a big competition we had back in May where there was $1 million in prize money that was going out during those 4 weeks, total of about $1 million. And stuff went sadly. And for all the people who were affected during that first week, everybody got a Mr. The Buggy Waterbot. And so it took a while for us to get that. And so by the time that we were getting around to be able to create this NFT, because we wanted to give everybody something as a, we're sorry, please love us still. After that happened, then we had Warren and Elliot came in, and then Warren was able to design this really awesome bot. But we also wanted to have the ability for people to have an actual water bot that would be similar. So
yeah, the water bot was actually very useful in utility. And so, yeah, I mean, one of the first things I got pulled into a meeting, and they say, hey, we have this little NFT we have to develop for this crash we have to develop it. And so we just kind of, the short version is we kind of framed his design around the idea of crashing, of bugginess, and that kind of stuff. And we kind of, I thought of malfunctioning Eddie on Futurama, and I was like, that seems like the perfect kind of thing to aim him towards. So it's kind of where it comes from, and it's silly, but one of my favorite things about him is like the random smoke puffs that backfire out of the back of him. He's moving around the town. I just find that super cute.
He's so cute.
He's got open wires. His sparks always make me nervous when he's walking around with a bucket of water
and
on
wires.
His head. I'm like, oh,
who's better to carry water than exposed wire bot? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, this question, I have a question too. So somebody said I started playing Townstar a couple weeks ago, and I see there's a town coin that says coming soon up in the top left corner of the game. Mm-hmm. What's that for? Anybody know?
Yeah, what's up with that one odd gent sitting in Discord, winding people up? Go fix it.
Oh, he's in there. Oh, I didn't know what it was for.
Frankly, I don't know.
Todd. I don't know either. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, I noticed that too. But like, I guess my brain just disappeared.
That was a part of the UI element from before that got left over.
Oh, that might be it.
We did the P2 conversion really fast in September. We were at a big leadership conference. The last day we decided to go for it. We wrangled all the ideas really quickly. The engineers jumped in there and started cranking away. Like the platform guys, the other engineers. Oh, it was amazing. It was like all hands on deck. Changed this small sailboat into a destroyer. So with all that work happening, I bet that little UI element's left over. So
cool.
You now have
Speaking of UI
town coin balance.
Oh, that's probably what it is for. So it could show what your town coin is up in the corner. That's probably what you're probably correct.
I think that's what it's for. It just hasn't been implemented.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul says, my Paul monkey in my ear says that's going to be activated when a Gala chain happens.
What a great idea for NFT.
This little whisper.
Paul in your
just run around.
Paul. He's like sitting on my shoulder and he speaks to me sometimes.
Like, if we were news anchors, it would be the producers telling us we're fired,
yelling at me.
The wrong things.
Yeah, he's really nice. So that's good.
It has some disembodied voice. That's the NFT. Just advises you. It's like, you should probably put a water tower over there. What do you think?
Put there. Yeah. It's like he's like sitting on me like in Friends. Marcel. He's like my buddy right there. All right. So also side note on UI, the arrow buttons apparently are going the wrong directions when you turn things. Write it down.
Oh yes, I saw that.
I didn't realize. Like, okay, so we'll write that down. I'm sorry.
Actually,
that UI person.
Yeah, he'll be jumping in and say that's going to be fixed with this
Oh, the next push that's
This will be
happening
fixed with the
today.
next push. We corrected
Yay.
the icons. Yeah.
There
so-
you go,
Oh, yeah, there's
guys.
some new
Icons
icons, aren't there?
incoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys, it's gonna
Cool.
be
Please-
fixed. Rest
Please keep
rest at
picking
ease, my
apart these
OCD friends.
silly mistakes. Yes.
Yes,
It's
do
not-
it.
It's not hard to fix.
Also, Farmer riding the goat. Yes, that's hilarious. That's one of the skins. That's one of my favorite things too.
Although in life, you shouldn't ride goats.
No, you
not
shouldn't.
nice.
They will be unpleased.
But if you have a Paul
It's
monkey,
true.
There.
All right. So you guys, we're about 10 minutes over. I know that I didn't even get caught up on the chat today. But I feel like we can probably call it. We've been having a good time. We're going to do these more often.
Yeah, we should
So
do
hold
more
your
often.
questions,
should.
holler, tag me if you need something. I might know the answer.
I'd love to know.
And I'll let
the
you guys
people-
know.
I love the people who all of us are going to Galaverse. People that are going to
Yeah.
Galaverse. Is there anything you want to do with the Town Star people that you think would be fun? Now we have a lot of stuff planned already, like a lot of cool
I
stuff.
mean, we're leaning toward
It'd be neat to
karaoke
hear.
party just because we're all going to be crazy. We're going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'll bring my Ronnie James Dio voice always on key, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'd love to know what you think is cool. What do you want to do that's cool? Maybe we can carve out some time to do it on our own. No one will know about it. So yeah, let us know what you think.
Sweet. All right, guys. So we'll answer more questions later. Again, I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody. I was like 10 minutes till the hour, and I know that we're 10 minutes over, so I'm like 20 minutes behind. We'll get faster at it, I promise. We'll try to do some quick things. We'll get another one scheduled more often. We'll bring on other people from the team as well, so you guys can see all of our faces and really get to know us and be comfortable when you see us popping around in Discord. Any last final words of wisdom from anyone in here?
Tell us what you want to do at
And
Galaverse.
Me?
No,
You
the
guys tell
community.
us.
I want the community.
You
to
tell us. What kind of sweet, weird parties do you want to do with us weird Town Star people? Tell us what you want. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for all of us today. Thanks for joining us. Hang out. We'll see you soon. Don't forget, there's Tesla coils dropping later today. The updates are also going to happen later today to a bunch of different things. Keep an eye out for those. They will go live, and then we will drop more information, blog posts, socials. We'll tag you guys so that you'll know, so you don't have to be just refreshing your screen all day long. So yeah, have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good one, everyone.